officially welcome to our Tuesday's Miraclegroup meeting, and we are so excited for everyone who came here in this beautiful tropical storm you see in the background with the blue sky, and and everyone who showed up and everyone here online. Thank you so much for joining us, and we have two new members here that are excited to learn more. So I know you came before. You got like your
once before, yes.
You got your little map there, and we have John here. Thank you for joining us. So just we can say online hi, and we are so excited that we have another opportunity to meet with like-minded individuals. So we can start this Tuesday evening by just taking a deep breath.
Oh, I see. Hi, Victoria.
Yes, go ahead and say hi.
Hi, sweetie.
And Laura's with us, and Barbara.
Oh, you did?
Rita.
Okay.
Yeah, she's from Michigan.
And okay, after we all took a really good deep breath, we can all just close our eyes for a moment and fold our hands in prayer. And Grisa,
Yes.
I'd like to start us off with a nice prayer.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Oh, dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this opportunity to be together, to let your light shine through us. Let us continue to polish our own hearts, Lord, as you have such a great, great plan for each of our lives, and that we're each members in this beautiful community, this awesome community of joy for you. Each one of us the member of the joy that you have planned for humanity. And it's such a pleasure to have our mission statements written down, and our month of asking, and our years of asking, and our lifetimes of askings, because we know that you tell us that if you ask, it shall be given unto you. Knock and the door shall be open, and seek and we shall find. And we are here tonight to do just that, to continue asking, seeking, and knocking, and to be clear and to be focused and to do it all in joy, giving you total gratitude. We're going to share miracles this evening that we know are all directly from you. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for being there as the translator, as the bringing it onto this earth so that we can experiencing it with our hands and our hearts and our feet, and we can walk in it and dance in it and sing in it. Count it all joy. That's what we're here to do, and we thank you because it's all your miracles coming through us. Thank you, dear Lord.
Thank you, Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, I guess everyone now is in this beautiful state. The Holy Spirit is with us, and we can start to. So today, our topic will be a really amazing one. Everyone is excited about, and the name is Know Thyself. And Valentina inspired me recently because that was her biggest question. She came to me and she asked me, Sylvie, how do I know myself better? How can I figure out myself even more? So we will talk a little bit about that, what we can do. And I have a surprise for Valentina later on. So, and we will start, however, because it's a new month of July. And so it's time to get our journals out.
So start with your inspiration notebook if you have your inspiration notebook. And let's open up to July.
So we do have some
And yes, we do. Or if you'd like to buy a journal, if you'd like a $10 journal. Okay. So this is our annual journal, everybody. Remember, this is the whole year. And inspiration.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yes, you must have.
This is this one we talked about last time when we went.
Okay.
When we sat
So
together.
if you open, it's by month, everybody, and we're going to July. So let's open to July, and it starts with your gratitudes and blessings for July.
Or you can also, in your daily
That's
asking
it.
journal.
It's your intention. I just read, go to July. So if you have our old original books, it's the intention notebook. We thought we would up the word as we're editing 3 times, and inspiration sounded better than focused intent. So it is the inspiration or intent journal if you have it.
Option number 2, so we're always doing these lists in our intention book to keep it updated because we started in the beginning of the year with this book. Option number 2 is if you have a daily asking journal, there are 3 empty pages that start with my monthly goals. So you can also take
in the front of the journal
pages and say, okay,
2 pages
my goals for the month of July are, so choose either or take an empty sheet of paper.
So he'll start with an inspiration notebook if you have an extra one. All right. Okay, so let's start with our gratitudes, blessings. We are going to go around, so keep in mind
Notes here.
one of your good ones. If you've got a good miracle that you would like to share after we do our journaling. So part of the reason we gather together is to encourage each other to get our pen and our paper out.
This or...
Yeah, absolutely. Go right to July. Halfway through to July. And it's a whole year and you can lap it. It's okay. Okay, so go to the front of July. And let's all make our list of what we are grateful for. Starting right now in July, including our great 4th of July and all of our new friends. Hi, darling. How are you? Okay, so even new friends. I know that Sylvie was mentioning one of the new Miraclegroup members, that she's so excited that they were already making some plans to do some fun things together for business and for just growing and learning. And I know that we've had some beautiful journaling times that we've been sharing and learning from each other. So beautiful. All right. So please just start writing all the way down your gratitude page in the inspiration notebook. And let's put down 30 things we're thankful for. And please, if you are so happy for this group, write down the Miraclegroup. And I will remind you, as I do every time we get together, the joy that I have in the mastermind group is Catherine and I, who started. There were 4 of us. We started here in Naples 25 years ago. And the 2 of us still get together monthly and encourage each other through writing. And we've watched each other grow for all these years. It's just such a loving inspiration to have a prayer partner, an inspiration partner. And we have been meeting twice a week at the coffee shop and helping each other sign each other's books and hear about what's exciting in each other's lives and what we're calling in. So Miraclegroup is something that I have right on the top of my gratitude list. Prayer partner or inspiration partner, accountability partner, whichever words you'd like to use. Identify somebody for the summer that can be texting you or talking to you or high-fiving you. My sisters, they go online, they meet each other actually on the phone every Monday. So they go through all their weekly askings and they just encourage each other and give suggestions to each other. So one of the biggest gratitudes you have is to have a prayer partner. And if you're yet to seek one, a like-minded person, we're happy to help tell you if other people are looking in your area, and we can join together. And always mentioning JJ and Oscar for having us and hosting us, because it's so sweet. Yes, they're always on my gratitude every month because they're willing to open their home up to our meetings here.
And hi, Jean. Thank you for joining. What we're doing our July list.
Jean.
We're doing our...
Hi, I made it today.
Hey, Jean, Sylvia and I were praying over you and Carol and the other people from your group.
Thank you.
About 3 days ago.
I've been listening to your video on YouTube almost every day. Sometimes I do 2 videos in one day.
Oh, look at you. That's awesome. And that's a great reminder. Thank you. So are they helpful? Are you enjoying listening?
Yes. I've been wanting to join, but I have other commitment that now I made it.
Okay, so everybody else, our Miraclegroup meetings are recorded on YouTube and they're free and everybody can join in. And some of them, you can listen to our old ones if you want to hear them again.
Yes, I've been doing that. Thank you.
So we're writing currently a gratitude list for July. So can you fill up, if you've got the inspiration notebook, just open to July and fill up your gratitude page. Summer, I'm so excited for summer and vacations.
I'm grateful for the YMCA. One more, better.
The song?
Huh?
The song? Why?
The workout. The gym, yes. But the song's fun too.
I'm also grateful for our Million True Millionaires network. We had an amazing miracle sharing and asking session last Monday. Before that, we had a great Ho'oponopono session, releasing all
And they
our
are also
ancestry.
recorded. So if you want to join Million True Millionaires, there's also an entire library, Jean, of our meetings that are 1 hour meetings on Mondays. We've done 52 meetings. So.
They are great.
And they are great, James Stevens here to say, because he joins every
Yeah.
week and loves
It's
it.
a little more than 52 by now.
Yeah, it's more than 52 though. We did the whole solid year. And we grew together and it was just so amazing. What an amazing. And I know Jean has a group too that they get together all the time and you just grow together. It's really fun. Really fun. All right. Fantastic. All right, so keep your pen moving. This is part of building an exercise that we can fill a page in a few minutes. So you can be grateful for water, oceans, rain. And also be grateful in advance for things that you're asking for this month. Because remember Jesus, he gave praise for when he fed the 5,000, he praised his Father prior to receiving the fish. So we're giving thanks for already having it because it's in the ethers the minute your heart has thought about it and your mind has brought it and then your mouth has spoken it. So you raise your hands up and you praise God in advance and give thanksgiving prior to even asking. Because God says, before you've even asked, it's been provided for you. All right, so I'm writing down in my gratitude column also the things that I'm going to receive in the next couple weeks.
Yes. I'm grateful for reaching a healthy cholesterol level.
Perfect. And change your word to maintaining, always having, because reaching is kind of maybe in your mind just kind of getting there. So when you have it all the time and you maintain it, light and easy. I'll put that on mine too.
I like that, like music.
Yep, great cholesterol.
I also put down healthy food in my house and everything in my house and my family and God, Jesus, Holy Spirit. So keep on shouting out, everyone who wishes to add something.
Okay, JJ, what are you grateful for this month?
Healthy life.
Healthy life, yes.
My freedoms.
We're also
I am
thankful
always
for
free.
freedom.
I am always free.
State of mind.
State of mind. Peace. Happiness, health, and wealth.
Receiving and giving.
Sylvia, Carissa.
Thank you, darling. You're already on my list. And every single one of you. And I'm really, really thankful for in 3 weeks we're having a really great falafel sandwich party here.
That's right.
This is
And that's going to be our book signing. So can we do instead of 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
So in 2 weeks,
Whatever you guys
Okay.
in 2 weeks, Carissa is busy with something else. So
On Tuesday? So we're going to do it in 3 weeks.
we do it in 3 weeks instead. And here is
27, right?
Yes.
27.
And here's our sign-up sheet. Noam did because he is in charge of our falafel sandwiches. So please,
If you're joining us in person,
if you join us in person, please, if you wish to eat something. And there's 0 Zoom meeting because like eating over Zoom is kind of boring. So
Or we could show them how to make falafel. And then turn off the Zoom.
Falafel lesson.
I think
So-
you recorded it. You were
So if you please sign up for something what you wish to be responsible for. And falafel, Noam is bringing them because he knows where to. That is yours. I'm signing you up.
Okay.
On your own list.
Yes, no
So
problem.
this is a good reminder. Every list we're doing, we have to put ourselves on.
That's right.
And we got a notice here in the chat. Grateful for family, having been here to spend time with us on the baby. Thank you, Laura. Yeah. We are happy for children, and we are happy for elderly, and we are happy for every single one in between, right?
I'm grateful for my prayer partner, Alan, who's in Michigan with his 17 grandchildren.
Oh, wow. Excellent
Yeah.
for Alan. Oh,
Yeah.
seeing the whole fam.
Yeah.
17
His mom's health, and they're all very happy. And they're sending
Did she go with him?
Yeah.
Oh, great. All right.
They've sent
Cheering
me
on
to-
Alan and Mom for
You can always
getting to go back to see all the family.
Getting reports daily.
Oh, good. And I'm just so grateful for joy that here we are, even if people want to stay home because of a storm, that we are.
John, are you coming for our falafel party?
He's excellent, very authentic. The real
The real
thing.
thing, yeah. And I tasted it before. I made sure that it's good for all of us. So I was checking it out, so I put my approval
Great.
stamp on.
Okay,
The
so
joy stamp is
Approved
on so that we all can enjoy that.
so the idea again is that we're able to fill a whole page up very quickly. So that was our gratitude for the month. Now monthly goals, go right over in your inspiration or intention notebook and fill in your goals for July. And then right below it are some miracles received. Everybody write down a few miracles that you would like to just give God praise over or share with the group here.
I've been praying for my family to get back in touch with me, and within the past few weeks, my sister came to visit, my cousin came to visit, my dad's been calling regularly and saying nice things to me, like out of nowhere.
Oh, that is
And
so
that's not
beautiful.
like it
That's
at
wonderful.
all. So
That's wonderful.
That's wonderful. Okay, so you just, let's share it so that we get it on and you can encourage others with that.
oh yeah, so my family's been in touch. My sister came to visit, my cousin came to visit, and my dad has been really nice to me and in a very kind and loving way, and has not been critical.
And so you've been just recently praying with intent.
Absolutely, yeah,
Mhm.
asking daily and praying with intent.
Yes. So really, really, I'm glad that you are seeing the result immediately. It's so amazing. It's so beautiful.
So Noah was also sharing and he's coming to our journaling like almost every time when we are together. So he's really a professional asker by now and a professional receiver. More and more, better and better.
And just to encourage everybody, Sylvia and I have made our plan for next season for everybody, all the different lessons that we'll be having and the printed material that we'll be using. So we're very excited that we're ready planned next season for all of the Miracle Group.
Yeah, we can share already. We have 2 series coming up. So one series is about when we start up again to explain first what is a miracle group, why we are getting together, why is it so important, and in that series, so it's about asking again and like focused asking and creating a community and encouraging community. So, and we kind of worded a little bit better by then. And then we have then it's around the new year, we get together and share our gratitude like we did now for the whole year. Now it's halftime, that's why we're doing it today. And then we will have a break for Christmas. And after, in the new year, we start with our intention, like our inspiration notebook again from the very January. So now it's half time. So it's really great to know, like half a year later now, we started this year with a whole series about Live by Design. And we've seen so many transformations and miracles already. And for the new year, we have this excitement of sharing the series called The 7 Absolutes.
Wow.
Mhm.
So we talked about there's one recording on YouTube where it's the 9 steps of creation overview, and in the 9 steps of creation video, at the very end, there's 15 minutes already about the 7 absolutes, and we will take 7 meetings to go like really deep into every absolute there is. So if you're curious and wish to know what the 7 absolutes are, then go back to that recording or ask me after.
That's wonderful.
And it's just, again, learning the playing field that we're here in. And if you understand quantumly how this lifetime that we're set in vibrates, then we can so easily say it's just a game. If you know the game, you know what to bring to the game. You know the quarters of the game. You know what's expected of you. We know how to score. We know how to keep things in order. It's amazing that we kind of gone through life and we've just taken everything that anybody else has told us and somehow tried to just put it all together in our own little minds, whatever age we were, and all these beliefs that have come from all different ancestry and neighborhoods and religions and school systems. And then they just are just shoved in there and sorting through it all and really understanding, wow, this is amazing. If we know what the rules are kind of, or how the whole thing was set up and what was the purpose for the whole setup, it makes it easier to just achieve so simply, so easily.
Completely focusing on that one is our
Wonderful. I'd like to
2022.
share something.
Yeah,
That,
please.
I've been studying the law of attraction for a long time.
Mhm.
So I thought I had a pretty good handle on that. And so I wasn't in a really big hurry to read this one because I thought, well, I probably know most of it. Well, I finally started it and I'm amazed.
Very good.
I'm amazed at how much I'm learning and your whole perspective on it. And I'm so excited about it. And,
Good.
and
Thank
so
you.
I'm working with it. So I wanted to let everybody know this is really a cool book.
Good.
So that is a manual for living.
Right.
It
That
is.
is a how-to guide
It
on
really, really
on
is.
how to live. I mean, that's all you
It
need.
is. It's just you gotta. If you have anyone that hasn't read it, do so.
Yes.
Thank you.
And the first
And
half of the
that's-
book explains the entire universe and how it works. And the second half gives you an exact guide on a 9-step process to live your life fully.
And it was interesting because Sylvie and I said, Sylvie, because it took us 9 months to write that book together. And I said, we have to get the manual out first. Then we can break it down. Then we can do little segments to it. But the manual's written first. And then after I got the manual done with Sylvie, I was saying, though, we have to show them the playing field. So which one should have come first? It's kind of the chicken or the egg.
Right.
I thought, well, let's let them understand the method, and then we'll show them how to set the whole game onto the field and how the field was set up. And that way you have total success. And you got the method all memorized, and you're practicing writing and journaling and having gratitude first and goals and intent, and then recording your miracles. And we've all laughed about this, though. When you write down the gift, and please write down that your whole family's contacted you, and write every name of every person who's contacted you after you prayed for your family to contact you and to be part of you, so that you can remember that vacuum cleaner was given to you the moment you ask it, or the neighbor came over and said, would you like this juicer? And you had just said, I really would love to have a juicer. So when these little miracles walk into your life, and there's a moment that you need a really big one, and now you can just page through your book, and every single month you see 50 little ones, and some of them are big and some are little. You're just like, oh, well, it happens every day in my life. If I had 50 in 30 days, wow, I can have 100 next month. Can always improve. And that's the joy. And that's why the stories in the book are there to encourage you from each other. So the stories are real. They've happened. They're from this room and this group right here. All the stories are from the Miraclegroup, from all of us. So when you read anything from Receive Joy, it's from us. It's from somebody who's donated their stories, or we shared. And it's so inspiring to say, okay, they're real and we know the people, and they're from our town or our neighborhood or our area, or that it just makes it that if they can do it, we can do it. And that's the idea of encouraging. Okay, so everybody write down some of your successes, your gains, your miracles, however you'd like to look at it.
And share some meanwhile, some miracles you had
and
recently.
Yes, and we're going to go around the room, and also on the Zoom calls, you can raise your hand anytime that you would like to share some.
So Wendy, anything for you since you've been with us last time?
Did you
Anything you can think of?
that you had asked for, or that you focused on, or?
There seem to be miracles every day.
Excellent.
So
Are
she's
you more
one.
aware of them?
Yes. Yes.
Are you kind of jotting little words down about them, or drawing pictures of them?
Not so much.
Okay, so that's a new.
I do try to jot them down.
Great.
You know, on my daily but okay. Let's see. A lovely miracle. I gave one of my business cards. I'm trying to grow my Reiki business, so I gave a card out about 2 weeks ago randomly at a restaurant, and the young lady called me. I saw her. It was an amazing experience for both of us. And I said, well, it would be great to see you in 3 weeks. She actually booked in 9 days. So,
beautiful.
You know, in 9 days. So that was a wonderful.
It just is that you
experience.
you insert yourself with joy, and it just makes the room a better, fun experience.
Yes.
And you put yourself in service. I totally relate. I was at a 4th of July gathering, and I had met the same people. It was a birthday party months and months ago that we sat next to a couple at the table. And the minute I walked into the 4th of July party on the 5th of July, this same couple came up to me and said, "Oh, we're really desiring your help." I walked in the room for 3 seconds, and I say, "Oh gosh, you know, I'm trying to remember where I know you." Obviously, it's kind of the same people, and it was just such a joy that I could be of service to her for her son, health-wise, because that's what I do too. And what a blessing that you can walk in and you're like, "Okay, well, this is why I showed up at this party. In this very moment, I can be of huge service to one individual." And you know, because I was kind of going there saying, okay, it's so nice to see them, though, you know, I just saw them yesterday. What am I going to talk to them about? And here it was an opportunity.
JJ, one more experience you had.
All right. So you were with me, Wendy. We have proof. So it was a Saturday we went to Trump's rally of almost 40,000 people.
Where, in Sarasota?
In Sarasota.
Okay.
And so it was 4 of us. And I said, oh no, we don't need to get there early because everybody's gathering there at 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, standing in lines for miles. And I said, no, we're going to get there last, find a parking spot right there, walk in without a line.
Uh-huh.
So I planned, we'll stop at Venice for lunch. We'll go to Siesta Keys to the beach, and then we're going to show up. Well, guess what? It was pouring over there all day long where everybody else was. And I said, and by the time we get there, it's going to be, the rain is going to clear and the sun is going to come out. We get there, we find a parking spot right there, the first, like close as possible. Mm-hmm. And then the sun comes out.
And no line.
No line. We walk in.
Found a treasure.
And she said, oh, I told her, Carissa finds treasure. Let's find a treasure. So I walked into the bathroom. There's money everywhere. I guess that's my treasure. So I washed it, put it in my pocket. I guess it comes treasure. And so we played with the whole day. And we created miracles, and the miracles were right there every step of the way.
That's right.
Life is a game.
Right, absolutely. So in your gains and successes, write each one of those the bathroom, parking spot, because when we can see how many in a day, in a week, in a month, so many aha moments, that are just like, wow, then we start really seeing that everything is the miracle. Everything. Even like you were saying, your teeth cleaning. Let's go ahead, James Stevenson.
Oh, well, it gets better. It's been a couple years since I've had my teeth cleaned. It was injury and COVID wasn't working so much. So, okay, fine. People that I'm renting my place from, they're pretty well off. And I was describing what I was doing. The lady said, well, I'll give you $1,000 towards your dental work. And so, it was costing me $1,200. So great. So then I got my very, really good work. And then I was, of course, first time I went, I brought my mandolin and I played the mandolin. And this last time, it's on my phone. I'll dig it up for you. This last time I went, and I was sitting there and I got my Irish hat. And so I looked like this Irishman there playing the mandolin. They were just working on me. and then I played this piece called Pop Goes Weezer, right? And she's the woman that's with me, really high energy, blissful, super expert Polish woman, and she's starting to sing, da, 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 and then at one point she's focusing on what she's doing. She stopped singing, and then I got the end, and then when I got the end, she's working away in there, like the pop. I go, I have it on video because pop was with it, and I went like this, like, and she just like. Anyways, that was a blast. So it's been really amazing. Then I've been a gentleman who's composed like high level movies, like Star Wars type, like really amazing stuff. He's done work with John Williams. He's done he's Hawthorne, which is a like Blade in Syrian, and they're in Masters of Sound. So he's got like 3-4 octave voice, beautiful voice. He's done opera singing. He's from LA, and I just met him at the Hello Coffee shop in Bonita, and really connected. And he's working with me on some of my vision work that I'm doing right now.
Beautiful.
And we did some singing. I was playing Ave Maria, and he was singing in the hallway over at Mercado. We've got these sound chambers. Oh. And anyways, it's just great.
Yeah. So new friends is definitely on your list of miracles.
Yeah. And
all of us, right?
You got a violin.
Oh yeah.
I arrived today. I would have brought it up, but I didn't want to spend the time because I was able to go out surfing tonight. We had waves the first time in a year. So it's an electric violin, full electric, hollow body, and it's really nice. And so now I've got my full-on violin. We call it, the Stratocaster is the Fender guitar. It's like the known. We call this one the Strato Fiddle, and it's got balls. It's got the preamp, and it's just built for.
So James Stephen, name your fiddle. Is it the Strato Fiddle? Is that the name, or do you want to make it more personalized?
Fiddle with balls. I'll come up with something.
Yeah, come up with something, because remember to name everything we are close to it. It gives us even a better energy.
Yeah.
So
more fun with it, with our things.
Yeah.
So name your things, and next time we can share all our fun names for everything.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, and I'll show you my new fiddle next time around.
Okay. So, anyone online who wishes to share a miracle? Just unmute yourself and go ahead. Oh, Victoria, I saw you waving at us.
Oh.
That is a camera that goes on and out. We just need to find the mute button.
There, I'm unmuted now. So I started a new therapy program with a chiropractor. And it's a lengthy program, and it's a big commitment, huge commitment for me, because it's 3 times a week. I have to drive like 26 miles each way, and it's expensive. And so the money flow has been remarkable, because I had to take money out of my savings to put down, and the money has already reappeared. And this has been, in like 2 weeks. Here I thought I was going to worry about the money, and so far I'm not worrying about it. And in just 12 sessions, I have gotten all kinds of wonderful healing done by this chiropractor that he is able to show me from on paper, from a scan. And so I'm just ready to bounce around. I'm feeling so much better in my physical body. And so that's my little miracle right now going on. And I also, I Uber drive part-time. So what's happened is I was very concerned about, okay, I'm going for treatment, and now I'm going to sit in the car for so many hours and destroy all the wonderful treatment. I was like worried that it was going to counteract. None of that is happening. I've been able to Uber drive in the days that I just kind of let God take over and universe take over, and I'm in that happy, joyful energy. Everything just happens beautifully. I get the best customers. I go from, I make lots of money, and it works out wonderful. If I could just do that in my regular life, it's like, it's easy when I'm behind the wheel of the car. It's easy. I'm like, I call it a moving meditation when I drive. I'm in a moving meditation, but I can't stay in the moment in my regular life, because when you're in the moment, you're in the joy, I think.
Well,
So
then you're in the perfect practice, because you're having an opportunity to spend longer and longer of the day in sync, in harmony.
There we go. Yeah. So anyways, those are my little things.
Beautiful. Thank you. We love hearing that, when it all works out so beautifully right away. 2 weeks. That is awesome. Very awesome.
Anyone else?
The boys.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I'm shared like so many great things.
Yes,
Please
keep
add.
Let's see
what else have you noticed?
So things have been going really great at work. I have a great new job, and I've been praying a lot for accomplishments and deliverables, because words are cheap, and I really want to show people that I'm doing great things. And
change your phrase. Words are everything.
I want to manifest things at work.
Yes.
And I want the words to turn into things that people can touch and feel and see, so I've had some good meetings with different teams, and we've had some discussions that have produced fruit, and the product is going to evolve in a certain way that I envisioned it, and I met with the product team about that. And I had a great meeting with my colleague, and we're collaborating on goals for this year. And then I'm presenting to another team like what my team is working on, because we're like a new team. And then we had this team meeting today, and there's like 26 people on the team, and they're all over the world. Everybody works remote. Like half of them are in Switzerland, New Zealand, and I was able to, and like before the meeting, I prepared like this huge list of things I accomplished, and I was able to just go right down the list. And I was first on the list because my last name starts very early in the alphabet, so I was first. And then the head of the department, he's like, "Wow, you really set the bar high, Noah. Great job." And then everybody else, like, you can tell nobody had prepared like a list of things they've done. So it was a feather in my cap, and yeah.
So now I'll add to that. That's why we do the pen, guys, every time we get together. The list matters. The journaling matters. It does. Yeah. It moves matter. And so the faster you've trained your pen to go across your page and to fill up the space, and you say, oh, gosh, I have these blanks for gains and successes. And when you do your daily journaling, everybody, go back in with a different color pen. A week later, a month later, a year later, go back in and fill in the extra spots, because you're faster with your pen now. You can come up with more. If love or joy is yet to be put in your daily box, go back in and put love or joy. If you haven't meditated last month, meditate today twice and put one in from there. And the idea is, when we understand the quantum world that we live in, there is zero time and space. It's only a construct that we've made so we can meet. So that means that we can go back and imprint any yesterdays or any tomorrows right now. So I have fun, because I do go back in a different color, and I'll go back into my books and add things. And
so share another miracle.
So another miracle for me, for that's very recent, because we were just sharing Monday, is that I was looking at my truck the other day, and I was noticing a few little chips of paint, very little along the windshield up on top, and in a truck that's so high that the average eye doesn't even see it. And then I thought, wouldn't it be nice to just have that all fixed? And then I got in the mail a warranty recall for the paint job. And so on the 12th, we're painting my whole truck again. And it was just a few tiny little chips. I go, this is awesome. So that's my July.
What was the time differential from when you thought of it and then it?
Oh, right away. And the same thing had happened with my van that I had before. The air conditioning in the back had gone out, and that's an expensive repair, $1,000. And I thought, I could really use a great repair on that. And within a week, they had recalled the back air conditioning, and they replaced it for free. It was $1,100 replacement that they did for free in the van. So I know I had done it before. So the paint job, I didn't even really think about that though. So then go back and in your miracle box, put your truck and your van. So the paint on the truck, and then I put back the air conditioner on the van. So remember your old miracles, because they're still your miracles, and this is one lifetime, like a pot of soup. So you can record any of your miracles right in this month's box, and it's just to encourage you and to keep going. So that's a fun one. Definitely.
Okay, I share
Sylvie.
one of mine, and just a really small one, but it made me so happy in my daily life. So I really like a German crust bread from the Polish store, and they have it like really seldom. When I get there, it's all sold out usually, like so. And the German crust, so they might have some bread or the bread is empty. So because they get it like from Chicago or something, and they do it like twice a week, or it's like really something. And by the time I get there, it's like the shelf is empty. So you have to come to by the point of time when they got the delivery, when they bake the bread, and then buy it right away. So the other day I was thinking, okay, today is the day I'm going in, and I really like my favorite German crust bread, and they only have one piece. So when they have it,
They just
or two with the sunflower seeds, that would have been my second option. So by the time I walked into the store, and they had two breads there, and I was like, oh, they have bread. So first, okay, they have bread. And then she said, oh yeah, we only have this caraway seed. And then there was another lady coming, and she got busy with the other lady, kind of, oh, I thought you were this one, like, what else do you need? So she kind of mixed me up with her. So I was the next customer after the lady, obviously. So I had to wait until she had to, like buy everything. And then I was standing there, and I was like, well, my caraway seed bread, there's a bread. I'm waiting for you, and I'm right here. And by the time the lady finished up, there was another lady coming from the back carrying one German crust bread right from the oven. Wow. Put it in, and she's like, oh, how can I help you with? Yeah, you can hand me that bread right away. That is my bread. I was obviously waiting for you. So just these little things in a moment that make me so happy going throughout the day. And I'm even still excited about every parking spot that is in front, like JJ. I'm still excited. So like things I put on my list and I completely forget about them. We staying calm about. And so I still have some things for my apartment I wish to have, and like a picture for over my bed in a bedroom was one of those. And I have zero intention to go out and just look for a picture that is over my bed in the bedroom. So either it comes to me, or like this kind of project can wait for another day. So the other day I went into a store because I needed one thing, and I was going by a shelf that said, oh, wall art 50% off. And then there was this exact picture what I had in my mind in the beginning from the dimensions, was like kind of in it. I wanted to have like a abstract ocean, with a kind of different blue tones. And it also in my bedroom, I have the blue tones, and I have two golden lamps and a golden mirror from the old furniture, because I wanted to keep like all the good pieces when we redid the place. So it has like all the gold, like also weaved through it. So it fitted perfectly, and the same kind of things, the pattern recurred in my carpet. So. And then the 50% off. So I was like, wow, $25 for that, for this, what I actually had in mind since last October or something. And I really completely forgot about going out and getting it. And that was right there. And I was like, this was the thing. Oh, I picked it up right away. So picking these things up right away when they jump at you, it's so amazing. So these are the miracles I always are so excited about.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm noticing it's a beautiful thing. What's happening is that you're putting out your prayers and your requests, and then another something similar, and requesting that is like compounding. Like when a wave comes in off the ocean, sometimes it comes in like this, breaks around the beach, but sometimes like if there's a jetty, sometimes the wave will come in and bounce off the jetty and go in, so that you've got the wave rebounding off the jetty and the wave that's coming in. There's a thing, it's Wedge, a place called Wedge in California does it. And I'm just hearing you both, especially because you're so in flow, just so flowing that it spontaneously was, you've already desired, you've already given thanks, it's coming in, and then it's coming in with a fresh desire. It's awesome.
It
Right.
comes in at a perfect time, in a perfect way.
Yeah.
Right.
Now you're
And
thinking-
one of the biggest steps is to forget about it. Why is that so important? Because the forgetting about it shows that you're living in perfect faith. And so if we live in perfect faith and we have to demonstrate, we have to give a demonstration of our perfect faith, that is when we are so confident. That's why once it's written down, it's in the ether. Forget about it. Go to the beach, like you said, on the way to your meeting. Go out to lunch on the way to your big important thing. Go have fun while you've already written down your great things for your business to happen. So this just forget about it becomes so important. That was the joy of getting screened. And I can remember this so well when somebody calls me and they're like, oh, this is so-and-so calling back. And it could be an hour ago that I had this big asking, or a day ago, or 3 days ago, though I had completely have to say, why is that person calling me and from where? And I had set up this huge asking, right? And I'm so into the moment, and it just shows and demonstrates to God such a strong faith. And you only have to have the mustard seed. So if you have a good forgetter mind, it's a great thing because you're into the moment. You're into this moment that we're here now. And again, if you leave part of you thinking about something else, how much of you is now? This left all those parts that we leave thinking about other things. So if we can stay in the demonstration of faith of a mustard seed, you can move the mountain because you get the power of all the waves, this angle and that angle, and the entire, I love the way Abraham Hicks puts it, the power that's created universes, the power that's created worlds is at our fingertips. And when we just direct it a little bit, and it's easy on the page. So the fun is, when I was on my vacation, write an entire 100 askings every day. Build the muscle bigger than even this little notebook that we're doing. When you have a little extra time, if you're taking a few days off this summer or you're having a vacation, challenge yourself. Can you go 7 days and write 700 things down? This is a big world. You can ask for everybody. You can ask for apples in everybody's backyard. You can ask for pure water in every neighborhood. You can ask for peace on earth. You can ask for brotherly love. I mean, there's so much we can ask for. 700 askings is pretty easy when you just open your heart up completely. So the more asking we do, the more there's an opportunity for all the waves to be harnessed and ride them all in and take the power from everything. So that forgetting about it, being so in sync and so in the moment and so enjoy, like a kid, right? I remember when you see little kids and it's time to leave, like go off the beach or take them out of the swimming pool or the party's over, right? And how do they know the party's over? They're in the middle of what they're doing so strong that they cry. They're so in the moment that they're afraid to lose this moment. Like, you know what I mean? I use a different word, that they're like, they just want more of the moment. It's so fluffy and awesome. And they're having such a good time. We should be so in the moment that it's like, what? Who has to take us out of this moment? This is a good moment, you know? I'm really enjoying this moment. And if we're that much into the moment, it's amazing. And you pre-ordered, that's why I write it down. This is all pre-ordered. So we've actually called the deli and pre-ordered the sandwich. So all we have to do is drive by and grab it.
Yeah, we have to trust that we can pick it up.
That we're going to drive by, and even if they'll say, oh, I recognize you, I have an order for you. You do? You know? And somebody wheels it out and puts it in your car.
And it's the same, like, you know, when you order something and like I have
Amazon.
I ordered something recently and they called me 3 times already to pick it up. So just with all the miracles, believe that God calls you 3 times minimum to pick it up.
Yeah. And we've all done it. We've ordered on Amazon, right? And then there's a box at the front door and you're saying, who ordered? What is it? And it's 2 days ago, right? Because it's speedy delivery. And you're thinking,
Exactly. Yeah.
2 days ago. You have to search your own mind saying, what could be in that box? It's like a Christmas and we're the one ordering it, you know, and they think it's Santa Claus or something and it's you. So if we live our whole life like that, it's amazing what shows up because we're so joyful in the moment and so present that God can only use us when we're present. So if we can play like that child in the birthday party in that moment, and the party's just going on, and you just would like to be there, that's when we can be used by God. that's when our heart is as clean as that window that we can, God's light can shine through us and reach the whole world. That's the joy.
Amen.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
start with our lecture for today.
All right.
Okay. So know thyself. So since years, we are teaching, like in order to have a divine mission, it starts with some basic questions you have to ask yourself. And one of the basic questions for all of us is, what is fun for me? That's one.
What is fun?
What is fun
What is
for
fun?
me? Yeah. And then we had lists, and we did it all in the Connect to the Light series. So then one of the questions was also, what are my words? What are words?
What are
my
the words that describe
me? And then from these words we took our divine mission. So, and then we had things like lists, like we listed our ideal self. And for that, we also said, oh, who am I before? So if you wish to go back to all of these standard basics, how we started to know ourselves, because today is a little bit advanced. It's all in Connect to the Light. It's a part 1 of the book, and it gives you all the things. So Valentina, when you're done with reading, they ask and you shall
Exactly.
receive.
This is step 1.
Because
then.
this is
After
step
you do the
1 to
overview.
connect.
Okay.
And in order to
great.
connect us
good.
back to our Creator, we have to connect to our inner self first and to our all-knowing. So go back and do the exercises in the book, and
do write in the books, everybody.
Yeah, we have like lots of space for writing in it.
Fill them up.
So there's actually like always a page where you can write it. So we have a lot of questions we can answer to just keep your creativity flowing. So go back at some point and please do that, because know thyself is so much more, because we all came in with an agreement here on earth. And so with these kind of agreements, there are some tools we can use to actually learn more about ourselves. And birth cards is one of them. And Carissa will tell us a little bit more about that in a moment. The birth cards is one thing. If you wish to look up your birth card, we can do that during our journaling sessions we do on Wednesday or Fridays. So I can send you a webpage where you can look that up. So then another thing is the medicine wheel. There is,
and all these methods came to me through the people, and they're all a miracle of how they came in my hand. So this book,
a little bit you can
yeah,
tell more
I'll just
about that.
keep going. Yeah. So this is called The Medicine Wheel. This is my favorite book.
Round it all up. So today we're going to talk a little bit more about these advanced methods like the birth cards and the medicine wheel, and Carissa will tell us all about it. So other things to know yourself is also
Quadrants.
Quadrants. You can tell us more about that. It's also and then really sum it all up and make affirmations, incantations for yourself in the moment, and then have personalized Bible verses, whatever talks to you. So make everything like really personalized, and whatever scrap piece of paper you have. That's why we are doing our journals. Whatever attracts you, whatever mirrors you, you learn more about you. So every person you meet in your life is a mirror. So just remember that whatever pushes your button in a moment, it's something you can learn about yourself to either accept or change. Right?
Yeah.
That's with everything.
So always sit down the 5 minutes or make a little note that when something made you feel uncomfortable, you have to investigate your belief around that situation, because it's not in joy. It's not in smooth flow. So it's so great when something ruffled your feathers, we say it, or something got you a little bit going. Or you wanted to defend yourself with your mouth, or you wanted to blame, or you wanted to make excuse, or however, just say, wait a second, something got me going, and then sit down and investigate.
Because that's a great lesson. You can grow and you can actually know yourself even better. So a next thing we can do, like all the comments and feedback you receive from other people. So like, in the old times, we kind of tend to say, why is this person complimenting us? What did I do? Or we react in a certain way. And it's so much fun to just say, oh, thank you for noticing that. Or or when you start to go around and notice things about people, start with giving more compliments, and then you also receive more compliments back, because this is a great feedback system to learn more about yourself in a way of, oh, this is what I mirror outside, this is how I manifest myself, this is how I demonstrate myself into my environment. So all the feedback we're having, so if someone is instead of like the feeling, oh, I got touched by something, I got the feels about something, oh, someone else got the feels about me. That is something I can then look at and either I like how they reacted to me. This is exactly what I wish to demonstrate. They rather, they better respect me in this way, or we can change. So it's a beautiful opportunity. So and before Carissa now goes into the medicine wheel, so we also know ourselves better by making our goals, making our heart known on paper. That is one opportunity. And then when we actually think about what is our focus target, what is in the middle, what is our main goal for the year, for our lifetime, what are the outer rings? That's a great way to actually know yourself in a way of, oh, that is what my heart wants. Because sometimes we kind of think that we know what we wish, but having it on paper and reading it over, and then we have this actually game, like a playoff thing with all goals. What is more important for me? That is also a great way of getting to know each other. So I made this little card for Valentina because she was asking me to know thyself, and I just wanted to give her an opportunity to have a focus wheel on getting to know herself. That included everything that we're teaching here today with the medicine wheel and with the birth cards. So I looked up her birth cards. So her first card is a 5 of clubs, and her ruling card, her way of life, is a 7 of hearts. And because she wishes to know what that means, I put a little print out here with a good explanation on it. And I put in her middle, know myself, and then her agreements, her birth card, so she can meditate on that page. And so when she goes into meditation and looks at this page, she will receive inspirations in a way of, oh, this is another part of myself. That is what I wish to go into. And this whole idea came by meeting her recently. And also I had an angel card reading, and the lady said, you have to do focus cards for your clients they can meditate on. So focused meditation cards with sacred geometry. So I was thinking about the sacred geometry, and I came up, the only thing I could think of was a target, because that's what we are into. And so I put all her words that describe her totem animal. And
what is her animal?
So her animal is a falcon red hawk.
Okay.
So, and then I took what she wrote down, because that is the agreement she came into. And she, the name she's calling herself, the birth date, and the birthplace. So that is her. That is the agreement she came into with. So, and this is how we connect to the field. So, inside, like after we talked for a little bit, I made up a lot of affirmations that help. So she can talk. So she can read out these affirmations in front of the mirror. That help her to actually imprint them on her subconscious even deeper when she looks into the mirror, into her own eyes, and tells herself these things that I know will benefit her greatly. And then when we did theta healing, God told me that her Bible verse is Psalm 91. So I printed out Psalm 91. I put it in here that she can also read it daily. So I have an affirmation page. I have a Bible verse page, and then she has to fill in her back here what my divine mission is. So I am my word, and then I second everything she's asking for, and she can add on the last page whatever she wants to add, and then take this as her daily meditation. So this is for you, darling. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your inspiration.
Wonderful. Thank you.
And
so much.
this is yellow because because her color is yellow. So I put her personalized color in here.
Thank you. Good. And there's actually going to be one more step, is the 4 quadrants that you're going to give her. Another insert. So
it's amazing.
Yeah. Good job, Sylvie. Valentina, good. This is so fun. This is so fun. All right. And I go back to this simple lesson that When you know yourself, and so how do you know yourself? You came in with the birthday, you came in with the birthplace, you came in with an absolute all-knowing. And the Chinese knew this 4,000 years ago. The American Indians knew this. That's why they had totem poles outside your house. It was the type of animal that lived in the house. So before you even got in the person's house, you knew the behavior of the people that was living in that house because they were carved outside your house. If you wanted a bear or a snake and it's animal behavior. So we know some animals live in flocks or groups, and some live alone, and some spend their lifetime mated to one animal, and some are, go and whatever it is. So some have a lot of children and some have one. A snake parent is completely different than an otter or a beaver. A beaver stays, and the most important part of a beaver is the family. And they stay and they do everything to protect and live within their own family. So for me, the greatest thing that changed me and gave me peace was first understanding all these 4 methods for myself, and then understanding the people around me, because we are the animal we came in. So if you buy a puppy, it's going to be a puppy its whole life. If we were born a hawk, you're going to have a bird's eye view. Okay. Now I'm a snake and you're a hawk. Are we going to see things from a whole different perspective? I'm going to go here and along, though I'm a healer by birth. That's my birth card. I'm a healer. So I'm in the right line of work. And then I can now advise my younger daughter, who's also born gifted to be a healer by her birth, right? To advise her, be a healer, because that's what you came in with. It's also as if you've been dealt a hand of cards, right? We can use those cards when we're playing a game, the game of life. If you knew what you had in your hand, we say, and it makes such sense. If you knew what you had in your hand and the value of it, could your life fundamentally change? We all have been given a hand of cards. We're playing a game here. Do we know anything about our cards? You're this old, right? Or this young. And now you're going to start learning, what are my cards and how did that gift me? And if I can see that, and then I look at my daughter or my son or my spouse or my neighbors, and I can see their cards, their gifts, then I can say, and then we can see the lines of thread. This is communication lines that we can have with each other, where we overlap, where we share a vibration. And then we can spend more time in the overlap than the separation part, the illusion of the separation, because we have that clear channel of communication. So when I learned these 4 methods about myself, my life fundamentally changed, because I could say, oh, this is why I think that way. This is why I behave that way. This is why, a Christmas card. So if you have an inner personality or an outer personality, completely different. If you're an introvert and somebody would like to throw you a party, they should call you and say, would you like 1 or 2 guests, right? If you're an extrovert, let's go see the rock and roll. Let's go to a rock and roll concert. You take an introvert to a 100,000 people concert, and that would be the last way they'd like to spend their most important fun day of the year. If we just understand who's an outer, who's an inner, and then what is the hard drive? What's the message on the hard drive? So we have 4 quadrants, north, south, east, and west, and they each have a different hard drive playing. So the northern quadrant, the outer doers, they have a quadrant saying, once I master it, you will all be okay in this group. What if everybody wants to do it for themselves, their own way? And then the other quadrant, the party planning people, they want to plan first, and their hard drive is saying, as long as everybody else is okay, then I'm okay. So that's completely different than if I figure it out, you'll all be okay. And think about, so you go to a wedding and the party planner asks you the color of the napkins and your preference on the flowers and what time you'd like to eat dinner and what color plates you would like, what color tablecloth you would like. So they're very interested in everybody's like. It's completely different than you have the other side across from them, and that they're the people having fun. And we need people to go to the party that want to have fun, right? And they're the last person who's going to bring anything. They'll bring the ice. So if you ask the person who's there just to have the most fun and you expect them to bring the turkey and all the fixings, and they're going to show up a half hour late, for dinner anyways. Though we have to have these joyful, fun people that are just dancing on the counter, because they make the celebration awesome. And that their joy in life is to know the consequences. So they go through life backwards, like JJ did. Well, let's see, if everybody's getting there forward, how about we go backwards? And her mind can go to the back end and say, if we just do it this way, what's the outcome? And she started calculating backwards. Children that are in university, when they're told if they are a fun person, if they are a consequence, if they want to know the if-then equation, they will tell you what it'll take to get whatever grade they choose. So before they even start, if they're getting an A, B, C, or D, they will tell you, I only need this many points, and it's going to look like this. Yep. And I will show up, and every day they'll know what their grade is. Literally every day of the semester, they will know their grade because they're going to back into it. And then, well, why would I? And you say, well, are you going to study on finals? Oh, I already got the B. I'm going out, And you're like, what? But they have to have fun. So keeping them in the fun is more important to them than the A. So then you go down to the south quadrant, and that south quadrant is we can all do better. Well, that's completely different than it's all okay already. It's all okay. Think of how important that it's all okay person is for people who have a little bit more of the, they want to call the person who's always, it's all okay. So when I was a kid growing up, I was the all okay person. And so I have an older sister that calls me all the time, right? And that was what got her into the group, the Miraclegroup here with us, is because she would call me to make sure it was going to be okay. And it was very interesting all these years that just her calling me, that vibration would come through the phone or come over, and she just needed that okay, that vibration. So we need all four quadrants. We tend to have a hard drive burned in us that goes to one first. So know the hard drive of those around you, and then you can use them. The fun person, you want to have fun. The person that it's always okay all the time, whatever your grade is or whatever it is, cheering for the 5.0 instead of the 10, it's all good to them. I love that movie, everybody. If you've watched that great movie, they're doing a dance competition and everybody's going for the 10.0. And this couple, they have a bet that their parents had made. And as long as they get 5.0 or better, the whole family's there watching them, and they get like 5.52, and the whole family goes, oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing. They have this huge celebration, and all the professionals are looking at them like, what? How could anybody have this much joy over a 5.0, instead of a 10? And so can we just have that much joy? Some people on this earth are here to just have joy for the 5, even if we would like the 10.
What's the movie?
Oh, I have to remember. I'll remember at one point. It's just so cute because you're like, yeah, let's just get cheer on for the 5,
Just for the effort.
Just getting out there to dance, whatever the score was, as long as they pass to stay in the next round or whatever.
Showing up is the most important stuff.
That's right. And their whole parents and the whole family was there to cheer them on for the 5, So this quadrant is really important to know your hard drive, and the cards are so important because numbers mean something. And if you go through life and you're a 2, and I'm a 2, one of my cards is a 2, and that's my life's path. And if anybody's come to me as a counselor, I like it when you're sitting in my house with me alone, 2 people, because that's my comfort level. And a lot of people have said, oh, get on stage and talk to 1,000 people at once. I said, you know how I do my best work? When you come and we can go through who you are. And then when we get that all joyfully sorted out, then if you'd like to bring the other people in with you, that's fine. Though I work, because I am a 2, as a 2. And sometimes, okay, I could take a 3. Though when sometimes clients come and they bring me grandma and dad and spouses and kids all at once in my living room. And that is a whole different session than if you're one-on-one with me, or the 2 of us are there together. So know thyself. Know thyself. That's my power. 2 is my power. So if you're ever coming to see me, plan on coming alone and we will get it done. Right, James Stevens?
Wow.
Absolutely. We'll get it done. The 2 of us will get it done. So know your number. So for you, she's a 5, right?
Yeah, she was
I think
five.
Okay,
Five,
so
yeah.
5,
Five
and
of
she writes, so I've been able to read her book, and the being sitting in the chair is the 5. Well, 5 is a real interesting card because it's Skydra's a 5 too. They're the joyful people. They're the people who are going to do many different things in their life. Like sitting in a cubby for 30 years, 0 for this person because she's a 5. She's creative and she's out there and she wants to travel and she probably wants to live a few different places in her lifetime. And so you look at this and you'd say, if you said to her, let's go and work for Ford, and you're going to go up the totem pole for 30 years, you're going to be in that same company and that's it. Right. Yeah.
That's right.
And for her, now my brother loves being in the same company for 20 years, loves it. Been in 2 companies his whole working career. He's my age. So that to him is wonder. Somebody that's a 5, that's a whole thing. Yeah. She's had 3 major different careers. Now you're a writer. Now you're on like number 6. And you're still going on. You're going to write a different book about something different now. So do you see, knowing and honoring who the person sitting in the chair, and then the life's path, and then the animal or the view you're looking down on, and then the hard drive theme that you're playing in, all this fits together. And when you just take that simple time to learn everything about yourself, 4 meetings, 4 different methods, 4 meetings, you will be changed and transformed forever because you're like, this is what I came in with. This is what I'm working with. This is how I see the world. And now you're a bird. The chances of everybody in this room being a bird, so your view of life, right? You could say to your daughter, well, didn't you see that coming? Right? Well, if she's a deer, if she's a deer or she's an otter, so yeah.
And she is a deer.
Right, okay. So if your daughter is a deer, Bambi, no, they're not out there looking for what's coming. And a hawk is out there looking for whatever the next adventure is. And a deer is there, going along life. So we have to be aware that we're expecting those around us to have our vision, our view, our perspective, our ability. Okay, I'm a snake parent. A snake parent, right? Now, come on, it's like, do snakes nurture their young? No, they leave, So I had to really be aware of who I am, and a snake, when they get cornered, they're going to strike, right? So I have to be aware if I'm feeling cornered, because I prefer to be pleasant. Know who you are and what your animal nature is, and then honor it. It's so simple and so wonderful to honor it. So Sylvie just wanted to whet your appetite, which we did, to learn more about yourself. And like I said, these were the biggest transformational 4 lessons I had. Each of these lessons were given to me by a person walking into my life, ringing my doorbell, and sharing what God had given them, and it's their life's work. So
quadrants, animal, birth cards. What's the 4th?
Quadrants, animals, birth cards. What else did you have in here?
I just have the divine mission.
And the divine and the mission.
Okay.
Yes.
That you have to have, you need to know yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the divine mission again takes the 3 words that you really believe describe you, and then 1 action word that is something like, for me, resetting. And everybody in here who's known me for a long time, you can say that is the exact word. I'm a resetter. I reset you back to the divine perfection you already are. So if you're a dancer, if you're a musician, so even your charity work for you, it has to do with our music. So playing and sharing music is your verb. You're a music sharer. And that music does all kinds of things for people. It gives them joy. It heals them. And you can make your whole list of all your words. So for me, everybody who knows me, right? And look at even the name on the book, Receive Joy, on the cover of our book. Isn't it interesting that my divine mission, my 3 words, one of my words is joy. Health, that's what I do for a living. Health, joy, and God. Anybody who's listened to any of these messages from me, have I hit those 3 words every time we meet? All the time, because that's what I was given as a gift. And resetting. So we're here, we gather to reset ourselves back to the perfection that God had in mind and in store for us every time we meet. And so here it is, right? I'm giving you 4 words and you can all say every time. There you go. We get all 4 words every single time we meet. It's that simple.
And then look at rediscover truth. So it's basically everything what we're doing is that you rediscover self, that you rediscover God, and that you rediscover everything that is truth in this lifetime. And it really, I can see that in a lot of my clients I'm having. People tend to lie to themselves their whole life. It's amazing. So once we go back to the foundation of who they truly are and what they came in to do, and being honest. So I'm giving them permission to be honest to themselves. Like Kirsa said, she's giving her sister permission to do something. So for us, it's like we are permission givers. I'm giving you permission to be yourself. And I'm giving all of you permission right now to be yourself and be honest who you truly are. And we can admire everyone who has other talents. And I just said the other day, I admire Carisa's middle daughter so much because she's such a party planner. She's always dressed for the occasion. She always has friends around her, and she's taking care of all those friends around her. And she even has the moment to take care of me and Carissa in this time. And then she's an A student all the way through. She even did some extracurriculars, and then the study group ended up to being #1 in the world for an international project they're doing. And so she's doing all of these things, for what she does.
And doing an internship.
Yeah, and then, so what she does in a week, I do in a year probably.
Right.
And I was told at my job, on a cruise ship, that I do 150%, and that I do more than the average person anyway. So if I do more than the average person, you can just imagine how this child is doing in the world.
Yeah.
So for me, she is an absolute talent, but I have to also respect myself. Can I care for 5 friends all the time and study and write? And I have different talents. For me, I'm a 3, and I know that I have the creativity, and I have to have my own little pömpeli. That's what they say in Finnish for people inventing something. So I have to sit in my own pömpeli and create at these points in order to bring my talent out most.
And so see, the best thing you can do for somebody like my daughter, Savannah, is, because her theme is, when you're all okay, I'm okay. So before you go to bed every night, John Boy and the Waltons,
Oh, yes.
good night, John Boy, we're all great.
Right.
Yeah.
So that she can rest. If I said, not so sure.
She stays up all night to make sure.
Yeah.
And then
So you
she's
see,
doing
just by knowing that
Halloween
she's in that quadrant of desiring to make sure everybody's well, then what's the best thing you can do? Reassure them that all is well.
So she stays up night after night, or when we lived together, all of us, she stayed up in the middle of the night and she cleaned the whole kitchen when we were all sleeping.
Yeah.
Because
everything had to be ready for the next situation, so everybody could use it and be happy and set up. And right.
And that was the same child. I had to ask her to empty the dishwasher for me, that I can drive her somewhere. So it's really interesting how people,
how
really
when you
fun
come
to
into
see.
your whole element, and then you can help each other in your element, because you can understand to help them stay where their greatness is, and to give them we call it the chicken soup for the soul. If you're a tomato soup eater and you want to show love, you have to give tomato soup. And if you gave them all the chicken soup and they're a tomato soup eater, their satisfaction would be 0. If they're a pea soup eater, we have to find 1 spoon of pea soup somewhere. And so in our souls, each of us, in our daily walks, we've got to find out if they're a chicken soup eater, everybody around you, a pea soup eater, a vegetable soup eater, and then you have to come up with their soup. If you would like to, and nourish them. Nourish your friends, nourish your family, nourish your beings around you. So great relationship happens when we can nourish each other, and we can, develop these relationships that are uplifting and upbuilding. And so knowing yourself is the first platform. First is knowing yourself, who you are, and then how you're interacting, and how you then can nourish those around you and help them grow right where they are, because they are where they're supposed to be.
And then you also have to communicate what nourishes you. Because if someone just wants to make you happy and feeding you the chicken soup, and you just crave for this 1 teaspoon of tomato soup, so you have to communicate to this other person, okay, your chicken soup is amazing, I love it. However, I require tomato soup once in a while, you know, in order for to have me happy. So know your own soup. What is your joy soup?
Yes.
And then communicate what your soup is to others. And then there's something, you know, the 5 love languages.
Mhm.
So so there's like words of appreciation. Some people like to hear how great they are. Others want to be touched. So physical touch is one. Then there is gifts. Yeah. So
Physical gifts.
then there is what else is there? Acts of service. I'm a total acts of service person. And then quality time is the 5th one. So know what the other person
The
wants,
soup that they love to eat.
and know your own soup. So that you can communicate, because if you feel a kind of, in a way, I say unfulfilled, it's because you didn't get your soup. And then we have to feed ourselves our own soup. We have to make our own soup. You know, you don't have to eat the chicken soup someone is serving you day after day after day. No, we can eat our tomato soup while they are eating their chicken soup. It's okay if we have 2 different soups going on.
Yeah, or the entire soup bar, or you can mix them all together. It's such a joy. And once you get this simple information, you're like, okay, I get it all. It all makes sense. It all clicks, and you can really have a happy household. And that was the joy, and that was the secret for me. If people say, oh, your kids, they love each other so much. I have 3 daughters, and they always do everything together still, and they're totally fine. We went around the whole world together and ate every breakfast, lunch, and dinner right next to each other, and everything was fine for the entire year. That you think, oh, how can you have a 19-year-old and an 18-year-old and 22-year-old, how can they all love you and be all fine the whole time? I said, because we just know, we know the animal the other person is.
And the fun thing about this household is like, all the kids have a different animal, and there was one adult for each kid with the same animal.
It was one.
Adult?
Adult.
Yeah. So we have like 3. So when we lived all together, 6 of us, there was 3 different animals in the house. So 1 kid and 1 adult having the same.
Same. Isn't that interesting how that was attracted?
Yeah. Yes.
And then being able to talk to a 5-year-old, and she would always go after her older sister and the middle daughter, and the middle daughter's a cougar and the youngest one is a snake. And she would get so kind of upset that the middle one would always get her. She would start something and then, and I said, well, there you go. You're a little snake and she's a big cougar. It takes 1 claw. So how about you just go a different way, you know? Go on and decide before you even start with a little argument with that girl, your sister. Remember who's the cougar and who's the little snake. And it just takes 1 and you're done. So she understood that. She could really get that. Even as a child, she could get that her birthright, as much as they love each other or they had, was just gonna, the chance of her overpowering this other being is 0 in this lifetime. You know, if you're going to go at combat, because you have a huge animal and you have a little animal and you just know who you are, like the deer. So the deer has a beauty to it also. So does the little snake have a beauty to it. It can sit in the sun and it can do its own thing. So this is the joy that we have, is once we know each other, then decide. It's a choice to work with each other and to love each other and to be side by side and give each other the space to do your own animal thing.
Those
in
are
whatever
those
corner.
cat videos on YouTube when you see like a cat like playing with a giraffe or something. Or
Yeah, exactly.
Like something you didn't expect.
Right, because they just had joy. I remember seeing this one guy who sits in his big bears, come to the dinner table and sit down on the chairs and eat with him. Another one was this guy has a crocodile in his back pond and it's like 18 feet. And he slaps the water and calls it. It turns over. He rubs his belly. So we have to understand that everything's possible if we can just understand the other creature. Just understand it a little bit. And some people have tigers as pets, and some people have toads as pets, and snakes. And I have a girlfriend who's a doctor, and her favorite pet is her snake. And she just loves this snake. And if it ever gets out, she's so concerned about its health and where it is. And it just takes everything apart to find it. So everybody, my daughter has turtles. We can have a joy with with whatever's around us if we just choose to have the joy and to understand the creature.
So know your animal and know, like, if you like a cougar like me, so that sometimes it's time, I have to have my claws in. Like when I was little, I know I had my claws out all the time. And a lot of people had a lot of respect for me. And when you know me now, it's like, oh, I'm a tame cat because I have my claws in. So, but then when she said, like, we have to make sure we are not cornered because then our animal comes out again, right?
Right.
Yeah, and then just be aware of what is the triggers and then what is the behavior, the animal behavior that's in us. And it's all great. And then don't corner other people. Make sure you give them their space to do their running. So if they're a big animal that has to run, right, exactly. So that's the joy.
Almost finished here. I just want to make one more announcement. So we're all excited. In 3 weeks is our falafel party. We have lots of volunteers for food here, and I will put it in an email, and whoever shows up in person, we will also fill in the other slots with an email I'm sending out shortly. So, and then when we did our Million to Millionaire get together on Monday about our askings for this month, one of my askings was that I wish to do like a 40-day challenge, like Oscar did one with like I am Word with Jeff's book. I wish to do a 40-day challenge in a kind of a different way, and James Stevens was like really excited about that. So it's really to take a thing that we are holding each other accountable for. So so it can be a morning routine you set up, and you're doing this morning routine.
For 40 days.
So I call it 40 days of excellence. You choose one thing. Whoever wants to join me, I'm doing a WhatsApp group that we can hold each other accountable. So just text me on my phone number, and I put you in the WhatsApp group, and then we are making an agreement with each other what we are holding ourselves
taking vitamins in the morning regularly, going to the gym, or exercising.
It can be a list of 20 things, whatever you wish to do in this 40 days. And we start on July 23rd, that we are finishing up by the end of August. So July 23rd, it's a Friday.
So we've done it with journaling daily journaling.
3 years ago we did that.
For the whole month, and it was amazing. Everybody who did it, there were a lot of us who did that.
And we kind of come up with lots of things we can hold each other accountable for. So give your own suggestions, what you wish to do. We can give you suggestions, what you can do. It's just, we want to see like in 40 days doing something so regularly, and let it be exercise or taking the vitamin, just seeing a change in ourselves, that it's possible within this 40 days.
Right. If you have a beamer mat, getting on the beamer mat every day, or light therapy,
or like a detox thing. Let's just say detox, and they do one detox thing every day. It can be in your routine. So everyone comes up with a little routine of 1, 2, 3 things. It can be up to whatever you choose. Just what you really wish to
implement into your life.
Something
that
started already with like a really great morning routine. It's getting better and better, so he knows what that is. So he will even do more excellence than in our 40 days. So I'm really excited that we do something together as a group in the summer still.
Yes. What are you calling this, Sylvia, again? So
40 days of excellence.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
My 40 days of excellence. That's what I'm calling it. And whoever wishes to join me, feel free. We can have so I'm off Facebook. So let's do a WhatsApp group and a part, so that we have like sending each other pictures.
It's on WhatsApp.
Yeah, we want to just hold accountability.
I'll have to activate my WhatsApp. I just deactivated it for a while.
Yeah, I don't.
It's okay.
Well, texting anything, we can break down into a couple people too. Accountability. We just want to check in with each other. Hey, the minute you see the person's picture, I promise.
If you do have your list of 3 things, and by the end of the day you post a picture that you crossed all these 3 things off.
Even if it's a 5-minute thing, taking 3 vitamins, or doing something regularly that you just always wished, pray. Read 1 Bible verse every day. Open your Bible for 3 minutes. Meditate. If you do a 5-minute meditation every day, if you've said, I want to meditate every day. So make it doable enough for you that you could do it in the middle of the night. If that person texts you and you haven't done it, you got to get out of bed and do it.
What's the significance of 40? Because like 40, I don't really know. I've Moses
Well,
wandered in
yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's a very big biblical number.
Yeah.
And we know that the habit is totally sealed by 21 days. The idea is we're a professional group here, so we got to do more than the little average that people do 21
and also
days. You want to build the muscle.
Jesus went out into the wilderness for 40 days.
40 days.
So it's always a 40 days of a reset of some sort.
Yeah.
So we are starting.
Oh yeah, everything is 40 days in the Bible.
Everything is 40 days. So we are trembling the
40
words,
years.
our walls down in 40 days, like really.
Yeah, so that's the joy.
So the WhatsApp, it's like, it's really, so you Google it and it's APP, it's an app. So WhatsApp, it's the name of the thing. It's you can download it and just sign up there. I think it works really easy. It's really beautiful. It works for me. It's better than having a group chat on any phone. So it's a really good group.
Yeah. Absolutely. So just let's pull it all together, and then anybody, even if you'd like to just have one or two people.
And we had the question from Monica, like the animals. So you can just put into your search engine. You can put in the medicine wheel or your totem animal. These are and then with the month you're born in, and then it will come up right away as a picture. Otherwise, the book we are referring to as a medicine wheel. It's Sun Bear and Baboon. Yeah. So these are the people that came to you, right?
Yeah, yeah. And so if you do, this book is so worth having. It's my children's favorite book. This, when the lady who wrote this book gave it to me, I was saying, oh, okay. And then I was at an airport and I had an hour and I said, well, this is the only book I have. So I immediately looked up my birthday and all that. And then within 3 weeks, I'll tell you one other quick miracle that just happened. Within 3 weeks of me receiving that book, and I read about being a snake and my birthday and all that, an Apache Indian came and did a lecture here in Naples. There were 40 people at the lecture, and he said, whoever's birthday is October 24th, you get my entire training for free, how to become a animal, a totem. He was the medicine man. And he said, you can have all my training for free, and I'll teach you how to do all with the feathers and all that. He said, if your birthday is October 24th, because your birth card, and I know, snake healer. Why? Because I just read the book that somebody gave me that I swore I would never read. But I had the hour and I had to look myself up. And so here I am saying, I know exactly now, here it is, the calling, right? I'm the snake, I'm the healer. And that gentleman's biggest asking during that weekend, and I just want to close with this because it's so powerful, was to have his own set of bald eagle feathered wings, a set of wings. I went that night to my girlfriend's house. I was just having dinner with her, and I saw a little set of wings, little owl wings on her wall, and I said, Murray, you have any other wings? She goes, oh yeah, I got these. She goes in the other room, she brings out bald eagle wings. Now, only American Indians can have these. She said, I wanted to give them to the Boy Scout. I said, Mara, are you an American Indian? Where'd you get those wings? She goes, I can't remember. She was an older lady, like 80 years old. And she said, I said, can I have those? She said, sure, absolutely. I wanted to give them to the Boy Scouts. I said, because I'll give them to this Apache Indian. And he's the medicine man, and he can use it for his tribe. And she's like, absolutely, here you go. The next morning I show up at the class. He gives it to me for free, right? The class. I give him his biggest dream.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
And from this other lady, right? Just because of he asked, and I asked her, I show up with the wings. Now, the lady's house I was at, and this happened many years ago, was Karen Beatty. And Karen Beatty, I was going on a vacation, this last one I went last week, and I had a book packed in my bag from 1994, this light healing book, and I threw it in my bag. Somebody called me for an appointment the day before I left on the trip. It was Karen Beatty. I haven't seen her in years. And when I got on vacation and I opened the book that I chose to take on vacation, it was inscribed to Karen Beatty from 1994. So you want to see how one miracle leads to another miracle from we're talking miracles crisscrossing over years. Over Karen Beatty, myself, I was laughing when she was there, like Sharon with the Natural Awakening and all this. Yes, going around and around. So please, when you're making your list of miracles, start seeing how the dance danced for all those years. 28 years, just like this table. I know the owners, owner after owner after owner. Now it's here at JJ's house. So it's the same thing with here. Now these wings, and so how did he get the wings there? I gave him my car. He drove the wings back to his reservation in Texas. So just what a miracle. He called the little car that took him there the green pony, or the blue pony, he called it, the blue pony. So he renamed my car, to his liking, and he called it the blue pony. And it just what a joy. And what an absolute amazement to have a real Indian with the real garb on, going out to Mercata, right, for lunch. And it looks with the big tattoo and the big, the long hair and all that. Everybody's like, get back. And I'm like, he's just an Indian, it's okay. You can let him in. Everywhere I went, like we went to the beach chairs and he had the long pants on and the moccasins and all that, because and they wouldn't let him sit on the beach chairs out there at the beach at Turtle Club. Yeah, right. Really? Uh-huh. And when you're the medicine man, you can actually travel. It's interesting with knives. So he flew with his huge knife, that big, goes, I call it my toothpick, right? And so he's walking around, the beach like this, and then everybody didn't know how to even deal with a real Native American Indian any longer in our midst. It was so great. So we had so much fun, and the kids, had a great time with him. That was the years ago, though. So here I am, back to Karen Beatty, light energy. We're talking about connect to the light. I take that book, I open it up when I get there, and it's like full circle. So
Light Energy was the name of the book?
Yes.
And then what was the one with the animal medicines?
Yeah, it's right here. Yeah, Totem Animal.
The medicine wheel.
The medicine wheel.
The medicine wheel.
The medicine wheel. Yeah. So I just share that because I would like all of you to keep looking how your miracles go in a circle and a full circle, and it becomes one miracle after another miracle, and then you could just smile because it just all blends together, your life, a big puzzle, all the pieces, all the tapestry, all woven together. Yes, James Stephen.
We covered a lot, and I'm going to go back and listen, because this has really been a treasure. Tonight, I mean, it's always a treasure, but tonight is like so potent, because we're consolidating what we've been doing and the books, and now you're breaking this into 4 quadrants.
Yes.
These 4 quadrants, what are they again? It's the animal wheels, understanding your animal, right?
Yeah.
And then what was the other 3?
Well, knowing your cards.
Okay, knowing your cards.
Knowing your divine mission.
Okay.
And then the 4 quadrants is actually one concept.
It's one concept.
The one concept is, are you an introvert or an extrovert?
Okay. Inner or outer?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then what is your theme?
What is theme?
So we're all born, and we have a hard drive, and we can do all 4. One has a precedence.
Right.
One takes precedence in our life.
Beautiful. Now, where is that? Do you have that all in one book, in one of your books that you describe those?
No, we're just sharing that this is something that if you want to advance, it's the next step it's the first step and the next step. Let's put it that way. Once you really know what you're gifted with, you can start using these things daily, and you know your gift, and then you have more time. I'm going to use this word. You develop a beautiful tolerance because you finally get everybody's a different animal, and they have to do their animal thing. A bird chirps and a dog barks. And it is different than a male versus a female. No, it's the gift. And when if you know what the animal is, you can encourage the gift of your brother and your sister right here in this own room. That's why I'm so excited just to look, because now I can really tell who you are. And I can encourage you along your path with your soup, the way you were brought in. And once you look at that, so what I do for fun is I take your whole family and we sit down, like I know all my brothers, sisters, all their kids, how we've all intermapped, how galactically came into this universe, and what our strengths are and who shares what. So here's a great card. If you are a 10, there's a great example. If you are a 10 sitting in the chair, you are a rule follower. That means you're going to cross the street between the crosswalk lines. So that means that yes, okay. Okay, that's it. If there's a keep off the grass sign and your car is 1 foot, it would take 1 step to get to your car. You're gonna, you're not gonna step on that grass. You're gonna go the long route around because of that creep off the grass. So isn't this great that if you're with the 10, you would want to honor them and you would say, okay, they're a 10 and it matters that we cross at the crosswalk. So we are going to cross at the crosswalk to honor that soul.
Or drive the speed limit when you're.
Or drive the speed limit, or buckle your seatbelt. Everything that was set up, a 10 in their hard drive is going to do this. It's important.
Because you don't want to drive them crazy.
You got it. There you go, JJ. That's exactly. You want to flow and honor that person you're with because you chose to go to the movies with them or whatever. So when you're walking out of your car and parking, you're going to honor them. That's the joy.
Okay, Noam is ready to pack up.
Okay.
Close with a prayer.
All right, let's do it.
Thank you.
Oh, dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so much that you make it so clear for us that we came all in with a divine calling and with a divine set of agreements with our birthrights. And you make it so clear for us now that we examine what that is and that we are so completely honest to ourselves and honor our agreements and our birthrights and all these little things we did come in with, and we know them, that we can use it for our own growth, for our excellence, for our joy in every single day. And we thank you that you made this playing field so clear for us, and that we have this group that everything gets more and more into our awareness, into our consciousness, and that we encourage each other to keep on learning and growing and being connected to you first. Be and connect first. That is one of the commandments for us here, to stay in joy, be connected, love one another. These are the things that we wish to honor and praise you first. So thank you so much that everything is here for our joy and for praising you, and thank you that you give us this opportunity to be among like-minded individuals, even though we came into with this illusion of separation, that we know we are one through you, and we are all this big picture that you created, and we are a puzzle piece. And each puzzle piece is so beautiful and so unique, and it is required to fill the whole picture of our life and your kingdom. So thank you that you have us being this beautiful puzzle piece, and everyone so unique, and that we fit so well with each other, and that we can see more and more puzzle pieces that come into our life being revealed to us in form of new friends and new experiences. So thank you so much, Lord, that everything is so light and easy once we are yoked to you. So thank you for that yoke we have with you, this connecting first, and just the love that flows from you through us out into this world, that this world, this humanity can experience more love, more light, more peace, more calmness. So thank you for protecting us always, and for keeping that love and abundance flowing for our joy here on earth in this lifetime with this agreement we made.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Amen.
Thank you, Heavenly Father, in your holy name, Jesus, Yeshua. Amen.
Amen. Love you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Wasn't it? An amazing